This morning what I'm going to do is attempt to talk to you in a slightly arrogant manner. I attempt to sort of explain to our customers potentially how we think some of the technologies that we are aware of and in fact deployed in most instances could, in some circumstances, allow you to effectively triple, or possibly not quite triple, but certainly increase your return on investment with respect to utilising equipment that you've either got already or are potentially thinking of purchasing. So it may seem a great claim, but this is roughly speaking how we think it can be done. So it's no surprise to anybody, I'm sure you're all in amongst it as we speak, that things are not getting any less complex. In fact, they're potentially getting more complex. There are lots of different cameras, and more manufacturers bringing different form factors, different types and styles, and all of them very, very attractive to DPs and producers who love to adopt a new camera before there's a post-production process for it. Nothing makes them smile more than watching a post facility or wrestling with a new file format that takes hours and eons to get transcoded. But obviously this has an impact on the way in which you run the facility. It can obviously drag things down. You've got more people doing fewer things for longer. And obviously the resolutions of these cameras are increasing as well, so the amount of storage that's being consumed by the various new cameras, which are fantastic, but generate vast files by comparison to the types of files that we've been historically used to working with, and obviously the work in progress storage that we've got is going to need investment and to be made larger in order to take care of these. Plus, of course, the workflow, generally speaking, requires you to create offline proxies, so there's a whole amount of work to make the proxies, there's storage that you need to keep them on, and all the rest of it, which again adds to the cost of business and reduces the amount of money you potentially can make, because strange enough, people aren't keen to pay more. There's increasing numbers of file formats. Again, the complexity is constantly coming at you, and generally speaking, budgets are heading in only one direction. So what I did then, that's right. So typically, in a traditional facility, you are limited by bricks and mortar. You are fixed in the number of edit suites you built. Your costs are, to some extent, dictated by the number of people it takes to run those physical suites, and it's not dissimilar, I suppose, in kind of its model to a hotel. I've got a mate who is responsible for the farm and has been selling edit suites, as it were, for a long time, and that's pretty much the model he thinks of it. I've got hotel rooms, I've got a certain number I can sell. By the time I've sold them all, that's pretty much the most money I can make, and effectively my life is spent trying to get more money for each room than the customer wants to pay, and that's kind of sales in facilities. And all of the ancillary stuff, or a lot of the ancillary stuff that you used to make reasonable money out of when I was in facilities, is the kind of videotape dubbing, the VHS copies, all that kind of stuff, showing on there, where you can make decent margin. A lot of that with file-based workflows has kind of migrated out of your purview, and you can't really make the sort of money doing a content agent transfer, sorry about that, that you could previously. So what are you going to do? Can you physically expand your facility? Can you build more rooms, basically? You can, and people do, but it's less and less possible to scale without increasing your costs. Essentially, your costs increase in linear terms, similarly to ours. The more we do, the more people we need to do it, the more our cost base increases. So it's not really going to help you much apart from make your business larger and mean you've got larger overheads that you need to service every month. So there is, however, in the machine room, almost certainly equipment that could, were you to have more edit suites, provide the bandwidth and the editorial capacity to be used in them. Now, we've got customers who, and in fact, smiling at Mark over there, I've certainly walked into MPC to see a flame in all the boardrooms. Everyone I think who's worked in facilities has set up an edit suite where it probably didn't originally plan to be. And in fact, ITV360, we built their new place in Media City, and they asked us to wire every single boardroom and meeting room as an edit suite, which just kind of tells you where they know they're going to go. And that typically speaks to the fact that the machine room has got, more capacity than typically the edit suites that they've built. And this generally speaking, is the case. And certainly there's room in there too, if you wanted to increase the number of edit suites that it can support. But that's no use to you if you haven't got any more physical edit suites to do. So what do? I think an idea whose time has now come. It's been around a long time. I remember very, very long time ago. I think probably the production show, as it used to be called, being on a, if I can remember the audience, when Andrew Christie essentially, what used to be the Chapel Complete, was expressing this as a design goal. The idea is you want a facility. Back in those days, you'd have had a telecine, you've got all the big metal equipment in your place, but a lot of the activities going on around the facility are happening in people's homes, in people's offices. People who don't necessarily have to come into the facility to do the work. So the tech is really here to do that now. You've got relatively cheap bandwidth, you've got networks that are currently easily 10 gigabit capable. As you'll hear later on today, 40 gigabit is, well, in fact here, and 56 gigabit if you've got a particular set of hardware is available. And in fact, I discovered last night 100 gigabit isn't that far away. But certainly 1 gigabit and 10 gigabit connectivity to remote offices is being done. So the way you work is in flux. And in fact, there's a lot of kind of cloudy nonsense talked about software as a service, the whole kind of Salesforce. There's lots and lots of stuff as a service. In fact, we've got Office 365, so I guess our Exchange is now software as a service. In actual fact, Post has always been as a service. I mean, back when I was spending £500,000 on component video edit suites, the reason we spent the money was we were serving it up as a service to production companies, to people who basically didn't want to spend the capex. So Post, in essence, from its very beginnings, was as a service, and what we're really talking about now is moving it to to sort of join all the other as a service people who've really kind of caught up and overtaken Post. So in our view, there are typically three models, one of which, flexible facility, is already with us, and that's basically how we build facilities now, and I'll touch on that in a sec. And then Popup Post is the term we've coined for essentially KVM over IP, and then edit everywhere, slash anywhere, depending on which company you work for, is kind of where I think we're heading. So we are already, to some extent, able to do a certain amount of flexibility, as I referred earlier. The edit suites tend to be boardrooms as much as they are edit suites, but most large facilities, certainly all the ones we've built recently, you've got generic rooms. You've got generic edit rooms, you've got generic colour grading rooms, you've got generic audio rooms, and apart from that, they tend to be different sizes. So when the producer and the directors and everybody and Tom Coblin all turn up, you put them in the big room, and then once they'll bugger off, and it's just the director and the editor for the few weeks or months or possibly years to edit. They live in a little room cupboard, but fundamentally you can provide connectivity to the machine room that allows them to do the job, but if they need to be in the big room for the final process where everyone sits around viewing it and congratulating each other, you can put them back in the big room, and so on. So the rooms are generic, the kit's in the machine room, typically it's air conditioned and secure and on UPS. And the building's flood wired with typically fibre optic cable, which is kind of how we roll. And it gives you redundancy against equipment failure. You can have the right kit where you need it. It's got obviously acoustic benefits. You haven't got noisy kit in the room, but it has limitations. You can't really expand the size of the building. So what's changed now is the remote access technology allows you, if you want, to take your machine room and expand the whole kind of flexible model out of Soho. So we're talking to a number of companies who either have done or are considering doing the process of moving the machine room, the hot room, out of the expensive Soho business, or Soho building that they pay a lot of rent for. I think one company's talking about moving their kit to Bournemouth University, where they've got some intelligent hands on it, and they will effectively remote access it from London. And the question is, how are you going to do that? But the obvious benefit is that you get to use whatever square footage you currently got racks and noisy servers in for creative people for whom you can charge more money. So how are you going to do that? Well, the technology that we are deploying to achieve that is what's known as KVM over IP. So I'm sure you're familiar with rooms where you can go in and you can press scroll lock and one of 5 computers that are nearby on the mouse and keyboard in front of you. What we're really talking about is extending that capacity over an internet connection. And in fact, we've got a couple of boxes down the back there, which you can go and examine to see how that's done. But it isn't any cleverer really than taking the information from the back of the little grey boxes, and instead of it being a kind of hard cable, sort of a copper cable that goes to the mouse and keyboard, USB or whatever, it's converted into effectively a data stream, which is connected over a Cat6 or Cat5e cable to a little box here, and functionally it's identical, but obviously it it can travel over much greater distances. It's fairly established technology. The guys we work with, Amulet Hotkey, are actually big in banking. We're the poor cousins compared to their other customers. They've been providing city boys with the wherewithal to make their millions and their bonuses for a long time. And generally speaking, the banking industry, you'll be sitting there, trading in front of a keyboard, mouse, and video, and monitor. And your computer's probably in Watford, and there's probably a spare one in Guildford. If Watford were to catch fire, you would press a button and connect to an identical computer and carry on making your vast amounts of money, as is your want. We also, I think they tell us that the Richard Rogers partnership, who are obviously more similar to the customers we have, they typically have the ability to work wherever they like. They can kind of fire up AutoCAD from over a thin climb from anywhere they need to be, whether it be their office or from home or from the customer side. So this is what really we're talking about when we talk about Popup Post. The idea this enables you not only to remote your own machine room somewhere else, but in theory to allow other people to access your machine room. This is the situation in which you can potentially maximise or increase the amount of money you can make from the investment you've made in your machine room and the overcapacity that you almost certainly have or could increase to have, and sell it effectively kind of buy the drink in Jeff Bezos's phrase when he was talking about Amazon Web Services. So it requires bandwidth, obviously. You'd need typically, if you're kind of setting it up remotely, to have a VPN between the sites, and it's not too straightforward, but if you work with us, the planning and testing process and networking expertise isn't too onerous, but it does require a little bit of care and attention. And I'll just sort of pause at this point. If you guys are in facilities, I think what we're certainly seeing as a reseller, and I'm sure you're aware of as customers, is that the network is your business. Whatever you're doing, however close or far away you are from the machine room, the knowledge of networking and how to properly and efficiently optimise it is more and more important. So if you're in the business of hiring engineers or in a position where you can pay for training, I would make a plea and a recommendation that you start working more and more to get sort of network expertise into your business. I mean, I think there's certainly an assumption that networking is easy. It's a Netgear switch, jack a load of cables in, how hard can it be? I think I was stunned when I first came across my first Force 10 switch and got the manual to kind of read up on it, and it was probably one of the larger manuals that I've ever seen, and there is an enormous amount of complexity in networking, and I would certainly pay any business these days to give it the respect it's due. So the way that this works is you can expand and contract on demand, and obviously in recent days or months, Avid have announced a licensing model which actually helps. When we started doing this, that doesn't exist, but obviously it plays into the whole way in which you can do this. You can essentially subscribe to Avid as a composer if you want. So let's assume you've got a facility, you've got 12 rooms, you've got Avidisis downstairs which can actually support 20 rooms. What you can effectively do is rent a service office near your customer. They've got a Strictly Come frog fancying program they're making across town. They don't fancy leaving their offices. You can open up near them, however you do it, whether you can do it in their facility or, as I say, in a service office nearby, it doesn't really matter. And you can, essentially using KVM over IP, you can connect those keyboards, video monitors, mice, back to you, and effectively they might as well be in your facility from a functional point of view. I mean, we kind of proved this inadvertently when we moved 360 Media. We had, I think, 5 editors who were busy on Coronation Street, and we split their Unity or ISIS and moved it down to Media City. And obviously in some projects they needed access to the one we'd already moved. And nobody told them, as far as we were aware, that we'd effectively moved their workstations, and so they were merrily editing away in Key Street in the centre of Manchester, whilst everything else that they were working on was in fact in Media City. And it was only when they went to look for the computer to put a DVD in and inquired as to where they'd been moved, and we're told they need to get a taxi to put the DVD in, and they realised what was going on. But they hadn't noticed. They'd been entirely unaware, from picture quality, from latency point of view. They had no idea that the kit was a long way away. In fact, I do know some companies who've moved to their facilities into Northern Europe and are still operating on the kit in Wardour Street, which remain nameless. So you can expand and contract on demand. You can obviously leverage your existing kit. You can invest in additional kit, which obviously gives you increased capacity. The cost is obviously, by comparison to building a whole new building or expanding the existing building, very, very modest. And as I said, you can leverage the rental models that are now increasingly on the market. So without it, you've got 12 notional suites. You can get another 10. You can basically rent the media composer licenses for as many months as you need for the production and give them back. And take your KVM over IP kit back and put it in the cupboard ready for the next time. So how does it work? Basically, there you are in your non-increased facility over there. You've got the connection to the Wobbly Wobbly world, and over here, these are little boxes which is, so we've got a physical one you can examine outside. What you've got at the back here is dual 1920 1080 DVI, although there are boxes that will go to higher resolution, but generally speaking, these are the ones we deploy on a kind of regular basis. They connect back to your facility in which your workstations are currently in your machine room. There's another box which I haven't got on my PowerPoint here, but we've got an example outside, which is connected to each of your workstations, which effectively translates all the video, the audio, the USB, everything they can do, sticks it on a wire, heavily compressed, but very, very invisible. It's very lightweight. Bandwidth, Phil? 6 megabits?
Yeah, in that order.
Something like that. 6 megabits typically is what we're talking about in terms of bandwidth. It's incredibly efficient. And it's also encrypted. So these are the only KVM over IP boxes that will encrypt on the wire, so they're quite popular in the feature film industry, who are currently under the gun from people like Marvel. And this interprets it, it creates a secure connection between itself and the equipment in your facility, and it provides, as I said, these guys over here with a seamless editing experience. I mean, the audio, to be fair, is a little bit less than if you were plugged in directly, but typically it's more than adequate to work with in most cases. So that's effectively KVM over IP. Fantastic little animation that I saw this table. So the question then is, well, okay, that's fine. I've got my left hand monitor, my right hand monitor, I've got my keyboard, video, mouse. What about the high definition picture that I need to look at to make my critical editing decisions on? This is a little box that is around in various forms. It's been OEM'd by a number of different people, but effectively this will generate or will allow you to create a 2 megabit or thereabouts encoded stream, so full res, high definition H.264 stream with incredibly low latency, which is to say you haven't got kind of a massive lag between where it starts and where it arrives in the UI. And this is typically good. We've certainly got it working very nicely in and around London and certainly in the UK, and I think, let's say, into Northern Europe, you'd be fine doing this sort of thing. So that's fine for Popup Post. You've got your machine room still, you've got your kit in the machine room, so functionally and operationally, things haven't changed a lot. All you're really doing is taking the KVM and taking it a bit further away. Other than that, things haven't changed an awful lot. With the notion of editing everywhere, things do start to get quite different. And this really moves the computer, your kind of workstation, your software, whatever it is, right out onto the edge. So in this scenario, you've got your facility in which you've got the heavy metal, you've got the storage, you've got the servers, and so on and so forth. But the editing clients have gone off with the producers and the editors, and they're sitting on their sofas in their front rooms, and they're sitting in remote offices. And potentially, from a business perspective, this represents an interesting opportunity. And I know that in the commercials world, people are kind of putting MIDI, this, that, and the other, kind of MIDI versions of themselves in flames into, kind of they advertised the agencies back in the 90s, and that was because you've got mind share and you kind of did stuff for them. I think increasingly, as a post company, it's going to be interesting to see how people leverage this. You can go and effectively edit at your customer site if you've got the bandwidth, which this is about 6 megabit minimum. You need 6 megabits or better really for this to be a usable type of experience, and obviously better than that, it gets better. But the software, everything is running here. It's simply a streamed connection between the facility house and the editing system itself. And I'm just going to pause at this point to try and explain a bit, because I think that would sort of unleash this on the world, and I think a little bit of explanation might help. And this is core to this whole process and how it's going to work. So traditionally, Avid sold media composer, software, runs on a computer, you edit your program, happy days. Similarly, Pro Tools works on a computer, you store your audio on a hard disk, it works fine, you can survey this, and you've got the motion graphics, sorry, playing every time. And then obviously underneath that, you may or may not enterprise storage or some other storage, but fundamentally you've got shared storage, typically Cat6, and over here with SD, which can ingest and play back files from the storage. So in amongst that, some people, increasingly, we've got post customers who are behind this, but certainly the kind of broadcast and large customers who are doing news and so on have already gone a long way down this route, and this is really where we're catching up in post. You've got in-play production, which is effectively a database and asset management system which allows you to tie together all of the users, the edit suites, the media, and effectively what it does, it takes the kind of indexing the media away from doing kind of local workspaces here, and it centralises it all. So you've got all of your users, a bit like Active Directory, everyone logs in and can find all their media, and all of the media composers who are logged into Interplay can effectively share and collaborate and work in a sort of non-linear manner from a workflow point of view, just in the same way you do in a timeline. And then you've got the various other products of similar ilk across here, including media distribution, which is kind of setting that into their line use and so on. So surrounding all that is and this is sort of starting to come. Over here you've got various services, some of which already exist, a lot of which are currently working with third parties and with themselves to provide connectivity and registration and user administration configuration, which obviously is generally speaking there already, but they're widening it out to a sort of much wider world than just the guys who are connected in the single facility. To the extent that up here, what they're calling Media Central UX, so the user experience, is interpreting all of this world here up into workstations on the wire, laptops, iPads, telephones. Again, you can access it by hardwire, by Wi-Fi, and by mobile telephony, or the various operating systems they're committing to support. So the idea is that you can access the Avid world pretty much from anywhere in any manner necessary. A lot of this is all HTML5 interpretations of the same world. And then surrounding all this, rather like at the moment you're working in a facility, you might have a Pro Tools room, an edit suite, and a grading theatre, but you'll be slinging the project between people who are possibly in the same physical environment or certainly the same town. Avid are currently envisaging having, if you like, a sort of public marketplace for people who are invested in this sort of technology, whereby you can have an edit happening in one place and then somebody doing a dub in Yorkshire and then finally grading it in Brighton. And that very much is the sort of vision, and this is really what they're talking about when they go about Avid everywhere. That's basically what we're talking about. So how do you do it? Right, so editing everywhere, you're basically accessing the material online. You're doing it either via a web browser or as a streamed media stream into your editing system. There are no other overhead resources required. You just need an internet connection or a direct connection to the source facility. Your facility remains the same. Pretty much everything you do carries on as normal, but it can scale much faster and much quicker. And the media is bi-directional if you require it to be so. So if you've got Media Post Cloud in a truck in the middle of the countryside, as long as you've got a reasonable connection, you can send stuff back as much as you can consume it. So this is how Media Central UX works. You've got the traditional AS3000, which is Avid's server, that's what's driving the world. Interplay's running on there. The system director, the ISIS storage, and then what we're adding in here is the ICS server, which is typically running on an HPDL class server, running Red Hat, and that using Apache or various other technologies is generating a live proxy. This is really the kind of heart of the point. The data is on here. You've got the primary video files here in exactly the same way as you always had, but you're not having to store and create lots and lots of proxies. This box here is effectively mounting the storage, generating proxies on the fly, and if you've got producers and loggers and any other kind of ancillary stuff who are on the craft editors, they can access that via an HTML5 web page on iPads and laptops and telephones, all the rest of it, and they can do review and approval activities, they can log stuff, and they can even find shots. So within Interplay, there's a messaging architecture which allows you, if you're the producer or the researcher, who's absolutely certain you shot a fantastic shot of a badger escaping down a burrow, you can sit on your iPad finding it, and when you found it, you can then send a link to the craft editor and just click it and immediately find it within the Interplay, which is obviously a massive time saver in that sort of situation. And then the way the Media Composer Cloud works, very similar, except you've got full-fat Media Composer software here. So effectively, this is the workstation. The user experience is either identical to having it running locally, because of course you are running it locally, but instead of having the video coming off the hard disk on the computer, or via an Ethernet or a fibre channel connection to the ISIS, what you're doing is effectively reading and writing, or reading the live proxies in much the same way as you were on the iPad, but now they're appearing obviously in your video in the window here, and there's an awful lot of caching going on. So Frank Capri, who's the product manager of this at the moment, is an editor, and he swears blind that the user experience, the editorial user experience, will be as good as it would be if you're working locally. They are aware that they cocked it up a bit with adrenaline, caused themselves no end of unhappiness by the whole kind of lagging nonsense that they ran into with adrenaline. So they're aware that that's a risk, and working very hard to make sure that the editorial experience here is as it should be with a local, with a craft editor. And as I said, you can upload the data. So if you have got camera rushes coming in that you're jacking into the workstation, obviously subject to a sensible connection, you can send them back to the mothership, and they get absorbed into the project in much the same way they would do if you were working in a traditional way. So we're not pretending it's massively new. We're aware that there are already people working in the cloud. There's foreseen, there's to some extent A-frame. But what's fundamentally different here is we're streaming the media. We're not making proxies, we're not managing proxies, we're not tracking lots and lots of media. There is only one set of media. So why is it better? So the interaction is directly with the production database. The whole thing about the Avid setup, unlike almost anybody else, in fact, unlike anybody else, is you are logging in once. You've got the whole database, the media, everything's one place. It's all done by one company. It is really very tight. You've got to get what you can effectively forget about the whole offline perform online. You're essentially working in one place all the time. You can access it, pretty much wherever you need to, iPads, desktops, subject to licensing costs. And you're always working with the real media. So, I keep kind of mentioned that before. So, flexibility, it is, I think it's fair to say it's unprecedented. I don't think we've ever been able to do anything in quite this way before. We do genuinely have people who are starting to use it in anger. I think the news guys have been some distance down the track already. It's just really, we're talking here about working in post and whether or not it's realistic. It's no doubt that it's here to stay. I mean, this is, we're already doing it to some extent in our kind of home lives. It's a weird way kind of work is catching up. I've no doubt in 5 years' time there are a lot of people who wonder why anybody ever wondered if it would catch on. I mean, to that end, I actually remember the first time, this is my one and only old fart story. When we bought Avid the first time when I ran a facilities house, we decided to buy Avid over Lightworks because we felt if this whole non-linear thing didn't catch on, we'd always have a couple of decent desktop publishing platforms to kind of fall back on. And I think that kind of, all I'm really saying is that it's easy in hindsight to assume stuff was always going to happen. Back in the day when non-linear arrived, there was all people, a fraction of a pound, don't you, something, tape editing is definitely the right way to be doing things. And so I think, again, looking at this, this looks a bit funky and difficult, and gosh, internet connectivity, real-time media, I don't know. I think the savings, the benefits, the improvements that will come, it's happening. It's going to be the way we work. Really, what I'm boring you all about here is it really does offer an opportunity if you're a post company or a company who sell this stuff as a service to get on the wagon and figure out how to make more money than your competitors, because you're not scaling in the kind of old-fashioned, let's have some more bricks and mortar way. You're scaling by basically providing facilities to your customers where they want to be doing it, and obviously charging money. Not necessarily as much money as them coming and eating your sushi. If they're eating their own sushi, they're probably paying a bit less, but it may well be that there's an accelerator to be taken advantage of there. And it isn't really now, given the pricing and the way in which you can deploy it, it isn't just profits of the large post houses. If you're a medium-sized enterprise, this is really your opportunity to take a bit of a jump over your competitors, much the same as back in the old days when you bought an Avid and you started beating the tape boys that they're getting. Thank you very much for your attention. My name's Rupert. That's my email address and my phone number. So if you've got any questions, obviously I'm happy to talk to you now. I've got some of the kit out the back you can have a look at. And I think I also promised Phil that we talk about every Friday we do an Ask Us Anything thing on Google Hangout, which any of you are more than welcome to join us and indeed ask us anything. And it's quite entertaining, and we can also show you how to make your own hat and crown on Google as well. It's always entertaining. Thank you very much.